Greetings, guten Tag, Talafalava, bonjour, bonjour. This is Dr. Snow Brown, um, as well as my Holy Ghost family, my backup, my support that are here this morning. A very good morning to all of you, and that is here in New Zealand as well as around the globe, especially to my Snowy Club flock. Snow friends, um, my snow sheep, snow shepherds, my knights and chiefs, and our 150 days war program, my precious little monkey special lots, sorry lots. My apologies, that's correct, if especially to my Snow King Club flock, the families that have always been part of my flock for the last 8 years during my ministry. But things are changing and I'm moving on, that's correct. The little flock, the Snow King Club flock at the moment, I am in dire danger zone, and there is toxicity, and my so-called life, as well as my kingdom, has been compromised and even challenged a lot of the time during my ministry by the interruptions, the deliberate interruptions and criminal stalkings and harassings from the Police Intelligence Unit. You all know that recently there has been an incident, that's correct, that has caused, in fact, that's caused this preaching that I'm about to deliver to the masses, more so to my Snow King Club flock. I don't need to apologize to my Snow King Club flock because they automatically understand throughout my preachings the changes. If there changes are going to be made and amendments and whatnot, it happens automatically. You guys are used to it. That's correct. I think by now you would have understood what I'm about. I'm Dr. Snow Brown, a natural normal pastor with a kingdom, Crystal Kingdom Church TV Limited. I've had the privilege of the Knights Templars. These are qualified Knights Templars whose videos I'm grateful and I'm thankful that's been shared inside Crystal Kingdom Church TV Limited or the YouTube channel. Unfortunately, we have the enemies in the form of the Apartheid Treaty Partnership people, as well as the Police Intelligence Unit, that has been in constant battle with me. That has been kind of like a stalking demon in the background. And I think in all honesty, the KKK, and you all know the recent posting about Dr. Slutty or Daniel Adams, what's his last name? Dan Waldie, that's correct, from the director of the National Intelligence of the Police Force of the Police Intelligence Unit or the National Intelligence Center. So I have had to make some major changes. Hopefully things will, this kingdom of mine and even my partnership, my so-called status as a natural pastor is still ministering and pastoring in a most unique way on the level of another type of Knights Templar. Things will go back to normal. Things will go back to normal somehow by some miraculous divine intervention. My hope is that in the new year, next year, when I file this restraining order that should have been filed a long time ago, that there's going to be some normality. And that I'm going to be able to preach, efficiently and productively, but with relevancy and appropriateness, that's correct, according to the heart condition of my Snow King Club flock and my snow friends. Sorry if I've drastically made changes, but I think it's obvious. I am also, as a natural pastor, I am ordained naturally. Now, once my idea is patent, then everything will run smoothly and everything will just follow. That's correct. But as for now, I think that the influence that the so-called, we have some very important guests, and that is the ordained qualified Night Templars that are now inside my kingdom, and I am listening to them. I'm also listening to their videos to pick up, to see if I pick up anything, to see if I learn anything valuable. Now, unfortunately, in this country, and I'm not bothered about it, and I'm not worried about it, that the elites in this country, especially my so-called rallies, evil rallies that are part of this evil setup here in this side, this building, don't consider me to be that important. I think it's obvious with a manager of working income that I'm being made to wait for a lot longer than any other citizens in this country. In fact, Windsor Heart Office isn't the only organization that I have experienced such racism, such prejudice, but such cruelty, where I'm always being made to wait a lot longer. And I think that's the decision that comes from the people that run the police intelligence unit, the criminals that are part of the police intelligence that have targeted me here at this address. I think also that that decision would also be in agreement and alignment with my evil rallies, dictatorships, and the so-called elites that are part of. And what I've noticed is that every time I go to court, and this is the Hutt Valley Court, and it's not only just the Hutt Valley District Court, any courts in this country, New Zealand, I notice that I'm always made to wait till the end. I'm the last one. Normally, and this has happened with Deborah Jane Johnson's willful trespass charge there at the Hutt Valley District Court. I was made to wait. Almost after 4, even almost 5 o'clock. And my court case was scheduled for about 10 or 11 in the morning, but I ended up being forced against unforeseen circumstances to sit there and just wait. And it feels like, you know what it feels like? When it's almost like the South African apartheid. That's what it feels like. But there's a hand, all right, that dealt to me, and it looks like it's the KKK in my rallies. And their dictatorships from the police intelligence unit. I guess if they wanted to feel superior, and it's one of the classic weapons of, racism, segregation, and even this great discrimination and prejudice that they normally apply during the civil rights movement, is that an African American person or a colored person would be made to wait a lot longer than the white folks and the white folks. Just like, was it Rosa Parks who refused to go and sit at the back of the bus and said she wouldn't move and budge. She decided to sit where she likes to sit, on the bus. And of course, during that time of civil rights movement, you had the white folks saying, because you are of colored and because you are black, you don't have the privilege, the same rights, or the equal rights as white folks to enjoy the privilege of being, sitting at the front of the bus or sitting wherever you want to sit. You got to get up and go to the end of the bus and make room for the white folks, the so-called white race, or the privileged white niggas. That's great. That's what I feel like. I'm reflecting right back right now, how I feel right now. Living in this country, and especially this local township, I feel like Rosa Parks a lot of the time when I'm made to wait a lot longer. And I've been here 42 years, by the way. I'm a graduate, a former graduate. I'm now a new clergyman with a very important intellectual property that isn't recognised by the government of New Zealand. And it's not recognised by the apartheid treaty people either in this country, because I refuse to include them, and I don't need to. But they've taken full advantage of it because of their treaty rights and the treaty document. That's great. It's about these two predominant groups, the apartheid, the treaty people, and their rights are more important and above, because I'm not significantly important enough for the government of New Zealand, let alone anybody locally, let alone the rest of the treaty people in New Zealand, to enjoy, my full privileges. as a Pakia, or even as a citizen of this country, and even as a meek noble and a meek clergyman, this great brand new one. So the courts is a very important organization or place. It's a public, where it's open to the public. And, to be made to sit there and wait till the end, it's really, to me, it's offensive because it's an insult. Because every commoner, common criminals and common whores are being made, they get sorted. They are seen to first. They are heard to first. That's great. They are given the privilege to go at the front, to have their cases sorted so that they can leave early. Meanwhile, I'm the former graduate. I know the person who owns the most important intellectual property that is established on social media and is well known around the globe. I am being made to given the so-called, the racist, the white apartheid, that's correct, or in this case, the treaty apartheid kind of, racist protocol, harmful protocol and dictatorship, where I haven't got a choice but sit there and endure. Watch everybody else's case go forward and be dealt to, then they goodbye, and you're still waiting. And the courts are not the only place that's happened. I've noticed as well when I go to the emergency wards, emergency department, everybody else seems to be seen to, and they leave, and I'm still waiting for my turn. I am deliberately being made to wait a lot longer than all those common criminals and common whores. That's correct, commoners. What's another place that I have experienced also waiting for a lot longer? Well, I find that there are other public places that I have been made to wait late, a lot longer. And it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Somebody is applying their dictatorship, and it can only come from higher up the hierarchy, an elite and a powerful elite. I guess what I'm starting to feel is that the apartheid treated people in this country, especially the Maoris, who are very privileged, they seem to like controlling. And this includes the powerful men that were mentioned in the posting regarding Dan Waldy's so-called address, and some of the other men addresses, Stuart Mann, Vernon Fletcher, and Jason Van Dent. They seem to think that I deserve to be controlled. So much so, to the case of, I need to be controlled that bad, with extremism. Now, this preaching today is about misusing one's authority. The apartheid treated people that are part of the system, it's misuse and abusing of authority by the police intelligence unit. That's correct. As you can see, another racism and prejudice, harmful protocol that I have experienced is enormous pressure, is enormous racism and prejudice where my company has been registered, or ministry, for the last 8 years. But the apartheid treaty people, via the police intelligence unit and everybody else as part of it, decided that I didn't deserve to be paid for my services. That I was better off because I was on the benefit, and that was probably another reason why, because I wasn't important, I didn't include their apartheid treaty partnership, so they decided that they would retaliate and be mean and nasty, spiteful, and deny me the privilege of receiving any donations or any payment for my services. Another sign of apartheid. This extreme apartheid treaty partnership is really, really nasty and is unacceptable and intolerable. Hence the reason why I am justified in completing the program, the Knights Templar program, and in becoming a Knights Templar as well, and a qualified one. Because the Knights Templars, here in this country, You got the powerful elites. You got with our part of the police intelligence unit. You got there's some serious toxic people, evil people that are all around me that have taken advantage of their so-called apartheid treaty partnership protocols and rights. And yet my intellectual property has nothing to do with the treaty document, has nothing to do with their treaty rights as well, and even criminal rights and elite rights. I have nothing to do with my rally so-called bad connections or connection to this criminal organization and the criminals inside this building. I got nothing to do with any of them. I think the moment that I gave Mrs. Mrs. Atalanta Treviranus, the letter of farewell on the 14th, dated the 14th of November 2019, that's when I said goodbye. That's when I said goodbye. I said goodbye to the apartheid treaty partnership that my evil rallies are part of. I said goodbye to the evil elites that are part of my rallies dictatorships. Right. I said goodbye also to the president, which I've never spoken to in the last 42 years, and especially in the last 13 years during my tenancy, and also goodbye to this criminal organization, as well as any connections via them and the KKK, via the police intelligence unit. I said goodbye to all of that when I said goodbye to my evil rallies. But I guess my rallies and the elites had other ideas and decided that they would ignore my letter of farewell. Ignore, that's correct, because of, I don't know, I'm not quite sure. And today I'm going to talk also about the Treviranus family seal, and family treasures that only members of the so-called bloodline, only members of the Treviranus family, and let alone people that were born as such, are privy to using that particular, that God got more rights as a new clergyman with a new flock, a new denomination that's great, to use the Treviranus family seal, which I never got a copy of from Mr. Yoke, who at the moment I have no idea what's happened to his leukemia. The last I heard from my sister, that's great, that he's got leukemia. He's at the hospital. He was the one who gave the Treviranus family seal to everybody except for me and my immediate family, except for my family. I'm pretty sure that my siblings would have got a copy, but I think that the criminals inside this building, president of this criminal organization, the KKK and the elites, had specifically probably demanded and ordered Mr. Yoke Treviranus and the rest of my evil rallies to don't give your niece, that one, a copy of the so-called Treviranus family seal. Give the seal to everybody else except that one. I guess it's because ever since I went to the university to try and study law, and this was prior to the computer course on 2001, and going back at 2002 to the university to try and study, this organization has been stalking me, but seems to have, and even the treaty people, seems to have a really bad addiction to control, and yet to deny me as well my privileges and rights as a citizen of this country, and even as a noble, even as somebody that is from a royal lineage or of nobility. That's correct. And Matthew Palmer really had, I don't know what I did to him. That's correct. But he seems to think that now I deserve every bad circumstance, every bad decision, every bad dictatorship, and anything that comes from the KKK in the last 13 years during my tenancy, because he gave me 6 years padding. But you see, that decision came from the apartheid treaty partnership, the Maori people, via the police intelligence unit, and also via my rallies dictatorships. I wouldn't have known that they were part of the elites, that's correct, that they could actually control my decision making, overrule my decision making. This was all going in the background without my consent or authorization, that's correct. And I've had to endure it, right? And the last straw, and I'm getting really sick and tired of these psychological harms, psychological abuses. I am not a violent, I've never been violent, that's correct. Although I might have had violent preachings, that's correct, and other things, but I have never been known to ever assault anybody in this country, even my immediate family. And I've never been known to be violent, that kind of violence, where I actually, smashed the main door entrance. This has never happened. First time. And it was because Dan Wildy and the Police Intelligence Unit had decided to harm me psychologically. Right, via the hackings and the stalkings. I think you saw the pictures, some illustration. No, that's real. About what they did. You know, these types of hackings that amounts to psychological abuse and psychological harm, that amounts to incitement and provocation, right, it is punishable, it's indictable. There's a reason why the laws would indict those kinds of serious, and I mean insidious, criminal stalkings and hackings. It's because that's why, right? I become violent. But if I didn't do that, then something else would have happened. Jawohl. Because normally victims that suffered historical rape crimes or any sexual abuse, you would become violent like that. Right. If somebody does something to harm you psychologically, like via the so-called the control inside my Crystal Kingdom Church TV, my YouTube channel, but especially inside my digital device, the cell phone, that's correct. This has been going quite a bit. And you know what makes it worse is that the police commissioner, the police that are part of the police intelligence unit, they all know about what happened. So the morning, that's correct. In fact, I actually rang up 111 before that happened, before I smashed the main entrance door to make a complaint, to try and get some intervention. And the police officer said, you know what, this is not, do you want to talk to a mental health, that kind of specialist? I said, you know what, this is not a mental health issue. I need intervention now. I need some intervention regarding the serious hacking that's going on inside my phone from the police intelligence unit. And he said, you know what, this is not a police matter. If you want to make a complaint about this, you can do it online, but I'm not going to give you a serial number, like a file number, and I'm not going to take any action, sorry. And we're not going to do nothing about it. Now, can you understand now why I ended up doing that? That's correct. It was because it was that harmful. Psychologically, Dan Wildy has been doing these sort of psychological harms and abuses. That's correct. And he knows very well that that's correct, that if you harm somebody, if you know the trigger and you know how to cause somebody, that's correct, to become violent, you know how to harm somebody psychologically. He is now guilty. Guilty, of the serious stalking. Because that is life-threatening. Now, if the police was going to be that ignorant, I think it's more about racism. Police commissioner and the ministers would have told them to ignore my complaints. Now, that is stupid. And that is silly. That's correct. Right. Somebody was calling out to, call out for help, and instead they retaliated by acting in omissions. You don't do that. Come on now. As a sworn police officer, that's correct. You were paid damn good money, right? To make sure that people were going to feel safe, or some intervention to protect those that are vulnerable out there. But on that morning, you didn't do a damn thing. You made it, Made it worse for the victim. Now, the victim's going to go to court and deal with this. That the police intelligence unit is going to be held accountable. And every asshole, every associate, even your rallies, are going to be arrested. That's great. Yeah. For conspiring to harm the victim, to psychologically control her, but harm her, but apply these criminals inside these buildings. Insidious, detrimental, criminal dictatorships that are indictable under the Harassment Act, 1987, and are even indictable under the Crime of Torture and Cruelties Act, 1989. And I have had enough. I really have had enough. I don't know where these experiments, exploitations are going to lead to, but it looks like it's going to lead to a sex crime. Because everybody that is involved at the police intelligence unit are all sick with pedophilia and sex addiction. Now, I don't need to put up. I needed intervention. Nothing's been happening. Nothing. There's been no intervention. There has been divine intervention, more so through my guardians of Lama, Archangel Warren, our Holy Ghost family, and the Holy Spirit to look after, to take, and they've taken a really good care of me. Right, just take a look. 2004, I looked like a Down, to be honest, I looked like a Down syndrome person. Now, of course, I was doing my protest there in the War Memorial in Wellington, that's great, regarding the trespass from the university. That led to 6 years banning. Is that even necessary? That is called torture and cruelties. These decisions that I got given should have been given to members and associates of the police intelligence unit, the criminals that are gang members. It would have been more relevant for them, that's correct. But instead, somebody like me, that's correct, was getting dealt to by decisions that are only given to gang members and are given to people from criminal organizations and are given to people that are whores or sex slaves from criminal organization via the police intelligence unit. Now, I don't need to argue my case. I don't need to prove anything. But under the circumstances, I'm just, the harms are piling up. And it has escalated. That was a red flag for me that I need to go to court now. Or I need to file that restraining order now. And I'm going to. With the assistance of my two most trusty, most loyal, meek angels. Archangel Warren and Guardian Lama, who has been my lifelong mentor, teacher, friend, just like Mr. Holy Spirit, only even better. And it is actually safer for me not to get involved with any man, in a relationship in this country, considering all the atrocities that I've had to endure and I've had to put up with in the last 13 years during the tenancy here. That's been really harmful. Where my consent has not been sought, no authorization has been sought from me. Where all my other rights have been violated. The right of power of attorney to make my own decisions, to decide whom I should delegate the authority to be my power of attorney or to make decisions even on my behalf. Even the advocacy, that's gone out the window. That's correct. So you're going to say good luck that I'm going to court, that's correct, to deal with the most dangerous, toxic people that have been that way. They've been living insane lives, making insane decisions, overruling people's decision makings, and even controlling people's lives in the last 42 years via the most dangerous gang organization or police organization called the Police Intelligence Unit. Right. So, I can't believe it that you consider me not important. I'm going to say this. And yet the people of Aotearoa and the people of New Zealand as well, and everybody else, both non-Christians and Christians, have been coming in, entering my so-called intellectual property or my kingdom to take advantage. Why so? Why have the apartheid treated people in this country, that the majority of them are non-Christians? What are they doing coming inside my kingdom, contaminating it with their criminal dictatorships and criminal harmful protocols, sealing witchcrafts in the form of rituals? That's correct. Treaty partnership rituals. You're coming inside my kingdom and you are misusing the family, the Treviranus family seal. I guess it's like a lucky charm to you now. So what I don't understand is why the Treviranus family gave this criminal organization and the president and even the elites that were part of the police intelligence unit a copy of the Treviranus family seal so that they could use it for their personal development and advancements. That's great. And also to bless them. Jawohl. Why the Treviranus family, or so in this case, Mr. Heinz Treviranus, Mr. Joe, gave these criminals, these common criminals and common whores, like Deborah Jane Johnson, a copy of the Treviranus seal, family seal. What are they doing with the family, the Treviranus family seal? Well, I discovered this morning that they're all using it for their personal advancement and personal, selfish benefits. And that is, they know that it's going to elevate them. The elites have already explained, the benefits of using the family, the Treviranus family seal. And they know that it can elevate them to an elite status. But the other thing that they don't know is that they've also been taught by Mr. Heinz Treviranus how to use and apply the Treviranus family seal. It's never been done. I have never heard of common criminals, common whores, and people that are part of a police intelligence unit, let alone everybody in the system, and people that are non-Christians, part of the apartheid treaty partnership, ever use a noble family. That's correct. It's family seal like that. This is the first. Where they are helping themselves. They just seem to help themselves. Free for all, that's correct. It's like a gas station that's got, the Treviranus family seal is now free for anybody to use. If you want to, this is like a lucky charm. If you want good luck, you want to be blessed on an elite's level, and even on a Christian's level, this lucky charm is going to give you everything you want. Right. And you don't need to be a Christian. You don't need to be baptized. This is going to do it for you. You'll find that you're going to succeed in everything that you want to. But the catch is, the add-on is, if you apply the Treviranus family seal, you need to be part of this special empire called the Police Intelligence Unit. So that you can, fully benefit, so that you can fully enjoy all the benefits and all the wonderful blessings that come with such a lucky charm that everybody is now helping themselves to. And these are absolute strangers. Common whores, common criminals, people that have never done anything the right way, never earned anything the right way. Suddenly, they got a lucky charm and they don't need to go to university. And they don't need to do things the right way because this lucky charm is going to do it for them. I mean, Deborah Jane Johnson, is that why you got a nice white car now? You've been blessed by the Treviranus family seal, haven't you? Matthew Palmer seems to know how to. Everybody at the Police Intelligence Unit know how to apply and use the Treviranus family seal. And yet, the irony is, a lot of these so-called wannabes want to feel royals, that's great. Want to be kings and want to be queens and the rest of it. Want to be dames, that's great. Want to be, an elite. They have serious criminal convictions. They are not of They are not decent. They are really indecent. They're evil. They're evil. And on top of that, they have no respect for other family, family seals or family crest or something, treasures like that. They would never give their family, seal if they had one, which they don't by the looks of things, because they're commoners, straight up commoners and tails and idiots. That's great. To have for everybody else in the local township, let alone from a criminal organization, police intelligence unit, to help yourself, because you got no other hope of getting, of being successful and having it all. This lucky charm is going to do it for you. How convenient. How rude. That's great. And yet us, me, and my entire family, we have been dealt to by a bunch of common criminals, common whores, and people that are unqualified. They have no qualifications whatsoever. They are ungodly and wicked. That's great. They have no respect for clergymen like me, or people that are doing things the right way. Righteous, just people with justice. That's great. Running through their veins. Incredible. So the apartheid treated people, everybody at the police intelligence unit, but more so the people of Aotearoa. The fact that you're taking advantage of the Treviranus family seal, that's correct, in order to bless your treaty partnership, how are you doing that? How are you faring? This is how you are doing it. You get the family seal, and then your treaty partnership, you come inside, you enter my kingdom. Like a thief in the night, and even like a thief in the day. You enter my kingdom, and then you apply your witchcraft. You use your rituals, and you use the Treviranus family seal to seal your agreements and ritual witchcrafts. You seal your witchcrafts inside my kingdom via my holy altar. That is how you're doing it. So any agreements you want to make, you use the Treviranus family seal to seal it. It's like, it is a lucky charm, but you see, that can only be a Knight Templar, only a Knight Templar like myself, and only a meek noble like myself, like a natural pastor or a clergyman, can use that family seal that way. To seal, judgments or what decisions or whatnot. I know how to use it. But I don't know why everybody is using it when they are not related. I'm thinking there must be a reason. There's another reason why they are using the Treviranus family seal. Misusing and abusing it. So that they can be blessed, but also get their wishes come true. Manifest. Their wishes are going to manifest. Everything that they want is going to manifest. Boy, it's like having a wand. That's great. We just, abracadabra. It's done. But, it's evil what you are doing. You coming inside my kingdom. You're entering for the wrong reasons. And misusing this family seal this way. Do you know that you're going to get the death penalty, or you're going to get something like a payback? Something's going to backfire. Because of the fact that the Maoris in this country, according to your treaty partnership and according to your way of lifestyle, way of doing things, that is forbidden to use a Treviranus family seal. To seal your ritual, your witchcrafts. That is an indigenous stuff, that rubbish, to seal your bullshit and your rubbish by your treaty document and treaty partnership. Do you know it's forbidden to do that? And according to the natural laws. What could possibly happen to your people? What could possibly happen to the Kamatua, the local Maoris, is great, and even the local Marias and your tribes? What could you possibly? You could all be sealing your death, your burial, a short lifespan when you do that. But when you misuse the Treviranus family seal against one of their own, like myself, the way that you're doing it. You're sealing either the death penalty upon myself and my flock, or upon my curses upon my family, where you are entering my kingdom. You're desecrating my God. You're doing a hell of a lot of stuff that you're playing with fire. You really are when you do that. How dare. Your sex addiction, your sickness of pedophilia, incest, and erotomania has blinded you. And this is across the border. Everybody, every Maori in this country suddenly is using a noble family or a noble priesthood or a noble Knights Templar family, heirloom, that's great. A private, a treasure. It's not a taonga, that's right. And it has nothing to do with the whakapapa. Even the whakapapa is out the window. And in comes this lucky charm with a, what do you call it? With a weapon that they could use to destroy and kill the descendants of the Treviranus family. Now you understand why I need to become a Knights Templar qualified and what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be undoing what your people have been, sealing, using your witchcrafts, using your rituals, using your treaty partnership agreements. It's great. My God. Even I, myself, would not misuse an unknown family, that's correct, or any of the elite, so-called their family heirlooms, or family seals, if they have any, or family crests. You just don't go there. This is the most abnormal thing, the strangest thing that's ever been done, that's ever happened. And I think the problem was that the Treviranus family had sex with the elites, and then suddenly the elite said, well, we may as well make this available, this lucky charm, for everybody to use and apply and not. So what you're saying is that you're not a descendant. You're not part of the family genus, family species, the bloodline. This is a royal bloodline, by the way. That is part royal. You're not even a descendant, and you're not even a true descendant, and you're not even part of the family bloodline, family tree. And what you've done using the Treviranus family seal is that you have just drawn yourself into the family tree. Now you've just been adopted into the family, like an adopted son or an adopted daughter or an adopted member of the family. Can you see how serious that is? Well, now everybody thinks they can just help themselves, free for all. I don't care what happens to the family, to the original. These are the true descendants of this bloodline. But because the dumb Treviranus family had sex with the apartheid treaty people and the police intelligence unit and even the police commissioner, they suddenly think that it's okay for them to help themselves, to misuse and abuse that family heirloom. Boy, are you people in for a surprise. I hope you get everything that you wished for. That's great, especially the death penalty. Unreal, unreal. I don't know who's running this country. I'm not sure what kind of elites are they. They must be dodgy as corrupt. That's correct. They must be sick with pedophilia, incest, and what? And adultery. Especially the sickness of erotomania. For them to help themselves to a family heirloom like that. And you think it's okay to draw yourself into somebody's family tree? And you're only doing that because you've had sex. You want sex galore from everybody else that are part of the elites. And yet the true descendants, we are being given, dirt after dirt. Your bullshit after bullshit. That's great. We are being treated like common whores and common criminals. Where our statuses are being lowered down. That's great. To dust, to nothing. And yet you got the nerve and the audacity to think that you can misuse and abuse, go and sit on somebody's throne. That's great. Or steal somebody's crown. My God, you people are so fucking common and stupid. That's great. Tails ass, alright? Where's your authority? To do all of what you're doing. Yes, sealing all these witchcrafts and these, that's right, these curses. You ain't got no authority whatsoever. That's correct. And you got the nerve to use the excuse that I'm sick. And that you people, you are all sick. You have got to be that mad and insane to use somebody else's family heirloom. Are you that desperate? You must be a demon. That's correct. You must be the beast, a woof woof, and a weed weed. That's correct. Where everybody is eating everybody else's asshole. That's correct. And climbing on each other's. That's correct. I wouldn't be surprised if the police intelligence unit, that's correct, is a place where you go to fulfill all your sexual fantasies, to get your sexual appetite, satisfied. So I'm guessing, I'm not going to look forward, to a bright future, let alone the opportunity to finally be accepted and come out as natural as Dr. Snowbrown, because somebody else has stolen my blessing. Somebody else is now counterfeiting, and because the KKK have found a better way, a shortcut, apparently, like the Lucky Charm, Treviranus family seal. So for you to help, for you to, get ahead and be superior, I mean, ho, that's great. Santa, you want to put that on a naughty list? Yeah, my children want to put all of them on not on the death boy wish list, but apparently that's great. When I think of the fact that's great, what my dad had to suffer, and the sacrifices that he didn't need to make for me, or nor for any of his other 6 children, that were apparently loved more by the Trevi, and especially my so-called Mrs. and Beta Baker's family, Afatia Baker, who are so sick with makafali. It's so sick with incest, erythromedia, and adultery, and even pedophilia. I didn't know until now, or until a couple of, maybe last year. So I'm guessing this is why the people of Aotearoa, in terms of the apartheid treaty people or these criminals inside this building, suddenly think that they can tell people how to deal with me, tell people how to overrule my decision making because you taken ownership of the Treviranus family seal. You've become part of the so-called family tree, and yet I've actually left the family tree. I have said goodbye to that. That's great. That is under now Satan the devil, so-called, governorship and rulership. I am no longer part of that. It's great. And yet you dare use my sickness as an excuse for you, that's correct, to try and dominate me here, try to conquer me, try to control me, try to what? Is there no end to your stealing and embezzlements of other people's blessings? And this includes my blessings, my family. We have more right to our own blessings that came through our loins and our so-called proud nobility heritage. And look what the Treviranus family, man, they behave more like the Websters. That's great. Common thieves, common whores. That's great. Where they're just misusing and abusing everything that was good. Mr. Yoke, Mr. Treviranus, let's say Mr. Leukemia, Mr. Heinz Treviranus, what have you become? Do you not have any, not one spare moment of care, let alone of love, that's great, for one of your own? I asked the same question to my siblings. That's correct. Despite I've disowned myself and said goodbye, I've never wanted to be part of a criminal organization. For Pete's sake, I didn't go to university. So that I could draw myself into somebody's so-called, these savages, so-called family tree. Or in the form of police intelligence unit and the criminal organization and all these evil people around me. That's great. I did not go to university for that. And I did not go either to church every Sunday back in the days. To Sunday school, to become part of this nonsense. The so-called, the bull, the beast, so-called empire. Where everybody's now got the mark of the beast. What we do? And we are being, told what to do. Thank God nothing has been said to me, but more so they have gone to their associates and other people in the community to rah, that's correct, to speak, to be the mouthpiece that is so offensive, to be the unlawful, non-consensual mouthpiece for myself. That's great. My rallies really have dug their graves all right. And the ancestors have cursed them. They are now part of the beast empire, like the rest of them. But the fact that Mr. Leukemia, can you imagine how we are descendants, the true descendants, the last descendants of the Treviranus family, are being taught lessons by common criminals and common whores and even people that are unqualified in this country. Well, take for instance, Mr. Yoke has been taught a lesson by the apartheid treaty people and by the police intelligence unit by him getting leukemia. He would never get leukemia if he was living in the islands in Samoa, let alone Germany. He would never. But I guess one of the lessons was he never ate turmeric. Never. He was always ignorant. And he was always, like on top of the world saying these marvelous things. I eat 5 times a day and I eat a lot of tuna and these health stuff. That's good. He was always excited. And he always thought he knew everything. He was on his game. And then one day, bang, he got leukemia. I wonder who gave him leukemia. It can only be the KKKs. It can only be the police intelligence unit. It can only be the police commissioner. It can only be the people from the police intelligence unit. Serves you right, Mr. Yoke. So if you want to dance, do a dance there at the hospital now on the hospital bed. Are you dishing out the wrath? Dishing out the orders? You're trying to control me. That's correct. That was your downfall. Instead of respecting one of your own, that's correct, you always listen to other people's advices. You always took the KKK's advices because you thought that they were more intelligent than me, than one of your own. Right. And yet, so you're quite happy to accept the leukemia and everything else that came with your so-called, your sex buddies. That's correct. Amen. You got nothing to moan about. You have lived the life of Riley in this country. That's great. You have enjoyed so many of your privileges. As a Pakeha. You've been accepted by them. You are always among them. That's great. And they always respect your authority and the rest of it. And yet you have also been at liberty to control me. Why all these associates and these wicked people, and even via to Dr. Tavi Talipino or Mr. Prick. Man, these married men, you deserve the death penalty for controlling women. Hey, even if you had sex with them, like a one-off thing, that's great. One time, that's great. But that was a mistake because you were married and that person, she didn't know about it. That's great. Had to find out from somebody. And yet, all this time, while I'm busy, going about doing my own stuff and trying to keep my head straight and keep my path straight as well. They're busy stalking. They've been busy stalking you. They've been busy talking, like busy, 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 busy. That's good, like buzzing bees behind you. Obviously, the men, and I said this yesterday, I hope to God that these men that are inside this building are not the same ones that were after me back in '96 when Mr. Prick, that's great, when Mr. Ato Totala Vitalipine was, what was a casual kind of friendship. That's great, friends with me. Because it looks like they are the Looney Tunes. But you see, they're really sick with pedophilia. Is that my problem? That they've got a hang up. That's great. That they seem to think, oh, well, because you were friends with Dr. Talavi Telebini, we'll just help ourselves. Just like with the Treviranus family seal. Now they think they can just help themselves to anything and dictate to me. And yet, hello, I don't know you. You're a stranger. And I don't even want you to come near me. You don't invade my personal spaces, just like how the elites have invaded my listening spaces, my living spaces, let alone my breathing spaces. Your people are disgusting. That's great. Your apartheid treaty partnership. You really are disgusting. That's great. You people need to get a life. You don't seem to have one. You seem to be stealing everybody's so-called, blessings and their treasures for you to run ahead. Run ahead. That's great. And for you to enjoy all your sexual, your fantasies and your dreams and hopes. And yet the elites, they must be the most stupidest, the dumbest elite people to give those kind of people. Hey, they need to earn their blessings from their own loins and their own whakapapas. That's great. And from their own family, genus and family trees. And they need to earn their stuff the right way. Not be given, like a shortcut. Oh, you don't need to study hard. Just do that. Just use the lucky charm. They don't mind. You don't have to be a relation. Just use it. You don't have to be a relative. Just use it. And get ahead. And not have any more stress and whatnot. You need any more sex, just run down to the police intelligence unit. If you need anything extra, just run down there, the local, at the nearest police station. They'll give you a fix up. That's great. They'll fix you up. My God. Is this starting to make sense? Well, is there a wonder I'm being dealt to inside my own kingdom? Because not only have they created, now they think they've created a better one, that is even more superior, that everybody likes. That's great. That everybody is now part of. And yet they don't realize that they are not qualified. They got no right to take advantage of my kingdom. That's great. Let alone my logo. Incredible. Yeah. I don't know how the Knights Templars, you know what? I have respect for the Knights Templars. And I would respect your order if I became part of your order. That's correct. And I got nothing against the Knights Templars. I got more against the KKKs. That's correct. And the elites who aided and abetted. A lot of the crimes and criminal activities has been happening inside this building, specifically to harm me, control me, and dictate to me. And overrule my decision making. That's correct. So, I do not need to look like Andrew Costa. That's correct. Pretty, but nasty. With a spiteful disposition and a devious, despicable disposition like the rest of the apartheid treaty partnership. I do not need to be like Richard Chambers either. That's correct. Dodgy ass. What a lot of bullshit he's talking about. Inappropriate material. It is the right of the police officer to what? Inappropriate material? You're starting to sound like an asshole. You're talking through your ass. You know that? You shouldn't even be paid $600,000. I wonder how Andrew Costa got $700,000 and you got 600,000. Maybe, he could put up with, more of the apartheid treaty people, but you couldn't handle some of the stuff. That's correct. I hope this is bringing it home. I hope this is going to be a home run for me. Certainly is. Thank you, Holy Ghost family. God is of the Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, we this is a home run for us today. I mean, and we are all wearing our halos. Did you know that? We'd earned the right way. We didn't go through a shortcut. We didn't steal some dumb commoner, dumb criminal, and dumb whore, so-called family heirloom, like a family seal or a family crest. Hell no. I got my own identity. I got my own blessings. Thanks to my Lord, that's great. He gave me an identity that I'm proud of. National Pastor Dr. Snow Brown, that all of you who are wannabes and are lost in oblivious and lost in sex mania, that's great. And you only want to control, you only want to deny me, my so-called, so that you can all become Dr. Snow Brown. You wish. So how many of you have changed your names to Snow Brown, eh? I wouldn't be surprised if you all change your last name to Brown, or change some of your first name Snow. You people are sick. You know that? No, seriously, New Zealand has got a sickness that they're too blind to see. That's correct. That is, I want to steal somebody's so-called, blessing, and I want to steal somebody's family heirloom. That's correct. I'm so good at lying. Yeah, they've taught you really well. Right, I think I've said pretty much all I need to preach about today. This was a home run. This preaching is in tribute. All my ancestors, my noble ancestors, especially my daddy, the spirit, whom I forgive, Dad, the spirit, Jalino, Tangaloa, Fangalilo, Herman Treviranus, I forgive you, Dad. I forgive you for everything that you did wrong, which you had no choice. You probably would have been ordered or told to do that way. That's correct. I forgive you the fact that you couldn't do. There was so much you could have done for me. I forgive you for it. And I love you for it. That's correct. Just as well. And for my mother, my so-called, whom I call my stepmom, Poliofata Ni Patu Treviranus, that's correct. I forgive you also, Mum. For the things that went wrong, that's correct. And for the things that didn't go right, for me, that's correct. I forgive you. And I love you, that's correct. For all the things that you did right for me. And for all the blessings, that's correct. Everything I got from you. That made my life better, that's correct. I forgive you. But as for my evil rallies, there is no forgiveness from me. That includes the criminals inside this building and everybody from the police intelligence unit and all those evil son of bitches that have dealt to me this correct during my 13 years of tenancy and even prior to coming to this address. I don't forgive any of you. As a Knights Templar, I will be dishing out the wrath, passing judgments, as promised to Queen Snow Brown, as I received during my so-called 53rd birthday blessing. I will be dishing out the judgments, passing judgments, that's correct. And he's going to come with the seal of death. Me. To all of you, there is no forgiveness from me. And that's because I'm a Knights Templar. Knights Templars, we are like the doctors, we are like the physicians and the so-called psychiatrists that were created by God specifically to deal with mental disorders, serious mental disorders like pedophilia, incest, that's correct, adultery, you're all going to get it from me, that's correct. Some of you should have your eyes surgically removed seriously if you want to heal from your sickness of pedophilia, incest, and your addiction to adultery. No, I'm serious. There's no other cure for you. The death penalty is about the only cure that is now, what? That is now warranted and sealed and nailed to the cross of my Lord and nailed to the castle, that's the door. Nailed, that's correct, to a lot of your doors. Right, I want to say thank you, Snooker Club Flock. But I don't appreciate the fact that you actually did the dirty on me. You dare do that, that's correct, to your natural pastor who has been, blessing you, nurturing you, giving you a blessing, miraculous seeds protection, who have been feeding you, that's correct. You dare lift your hand against me, eh? You dare go on the side of the KKK. In the case of Dan Waldie, why? Is it because they're more important? And I'm suddenly not important anymore? And you've been taking advantage of me. Just like everybody else, eh? You've been taking advantage of my local, my company, that's correct. Desecrating my God when you turn around and do the dirty on me like that. I ain't gonna forgive you that. That's correct. That's why I have stopped uploading any more videos, right? Any of your videos. There are some people that I actually like and are probably now night stimulus. And I prefer their videos. And I'll still upload them. But as for you guys who did the dirty on me, I need to put you on suspension. I need to put you, that's correct. You need to learn to earn back my respect. And my what? And earn back, that's correct. Not easy for my Lord to crucify, get crucified, go in the tomb, fight with Satan, and then come out of the tomb, and then ascend to the right hand side of his Father. It's not easy to earn a crown and a kingdom is what I'm saying, and even a throne. And it's not easy either to earn a flock. That's called the Snow King Club flock. It's not easy to earn either a national pastor knighthood. All right, you all take care now. You have a very nice Sonntag. That's correct. As for the coconuts, I've had to say goodbye to you guys. Let you guys go. I've been seeing a lot of coconut Samoa flags flowing just like the Tongan flags that are overflowing around. It's probably to do with more so the rugby and everything else. I tell you right now, I don't give my attention or my liberty to worship. I don't give my worship anymore to the Samoan flag. That's correct. Not even to the New Zealand flag, and certainly not even to the people of Aotearoa's flag. I don't. There's only one flag that I recognize, and that is my Lord's flag in the form of a Knights Templar flag or even Crystal Kingdom Church TV flag. Right. That's about the only flag I'm going to worship. That's correct. Is my Lord's flag. You remember that, and you take care. Right, Yavul. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Name of Queen Treviranus, Son of the Holy Spirit, amen. Auf Wiedersehen und alles Gute.